Welcome everywhere to the Joint League season number 5. It is another Division 1 and 2 playoff game with Execration going up against Team Underminer in this best of 3 series. It's kind of hard to say who's got the upper hand here because Execration, they were coming from Division 2 whereas Underminer dropped down from Division 1. So Execration definitely ready to rumble also. Some roster changes, some players from Arcanis playing for them which I was not aware of until this point, but we'll see how well they're gonna mix together. As always, we're HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, and once again, I'm gonna be joined by Danelie. How you doing?
Pretty good. It's nice to be back on Southeast Asian soil. I did some European games last night. Holy moly. Did you see those games last night, Coucher?
I did not.
I don't even know how I survived. You should definitely take a look at the VODs. We had some very tense games in the European region, but while we are back to Southeast Asia, we are going to be seeing not so standard picks. Because obviously Europeans, they love to go for the same picks, whereas Southeast Asia, they like to go for things like Meepo, Core Earthshakers, pretty much the like.
The
But
fun
this
stuff.
is a big game for both teams. Yeah, the fun stuff. Yeah, the fun games.
Of course, every now and then the fun, well, should have its kind of time and place, but if you can make it work, why the hell not? But you were about to say that this game definitely does have importance for both teams. Just being able to get into Division 1, although Underminer, them just coming from Division 1, well, dropping down to these playoffs already is an indicator that it wasn't going all that well for them. But some teams did even worse than them, I believe. Because some just straight out drop to Division 2, they don't even get the chance to get back into Division 1.
Yeah, sometimes there comes times when you just have those performance issues and you just realize that, oh, we actually didn't do that well this time. And, well, they pretty much lose their chance for this season, but hopefully they can regain their confidence. And also, I think a lot of the times the problem where if that happens to a team, it really happens because there's a lot of team instability. We've seen a lot of Southeast Asian games where teams won't play with their full roster. They'll play with three stand-ins, and you know what happens when you play with so many stand-ins? You just won't have the synergy that you would normally have with your standard team. So I think teams, if they're dropping down just because of roster issues, hopefully next season they will stabilize and hopefully they get back to where they're supposed to be. But yeah, I guess it's just the reality for some teams that roster issues, it's a real thing. It's not to be underestimated.
Yeah, certainly not. And I really thought that Execration are also running with a standard roster, but now them having two players from what usually used to be Arcanis in the lobby just before we started the admin also let them know that if Bok and Boombax play for Execration now, they cannot play for Arcanis later because they are also in the Division 1 and 2 playoffs. And since they were fine with it, I can only expect this to really be a like new straight up roster, not just stand-ins.
Yeah,
Or
that might be the
maybe they are
case.
stand-ins and Arcanis are just disbanding, but I don't know. Hopefully not, but I mean, at the moment it's kind of a case that Mineski, they dropped down to Division 2. They aren't even in those playoffs, so it's up to Execration to just get into Division 1 now and represent some Philippines.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to just have a little bit of diversity as well when it comes to team representation. But anyways, we'll jump straight into the picks and bans because we've been kind of rambling on about team stability, unfortunately. So for the moment, it seems pretty standard so far for both teams. Lion and Sniper are going to be secured for Execration, whereas Team Underminer, they go for the Troll Warlord and Witch Doctor. I feel like Sniper is a pick though. I'm not sure about you, Counter, but I feel like Sniper, he's a very strong hero, but I don't know if he's actually worth a first pick. I guess he's if you have a team that can really play around a sniper and keep the enemy off the sniper in the backlines, I guess he's an okay hero. But I saw a game last night in the European scene where one of the teams first picked sniper, and essentially the other team, all they did was they face rushed all these heroes that could jump on the sniper. So it was things like Spirit Breaker, it was things like Spectre, it was just everything to get to the sniper. So what are your thoughts on a sniper in general as a hero?
Well, it definitely is strong, like you did say, but I also agree that there should. Well, at the moment, I think they picked it in a reasonable place because it was their own secondary pick. Execration has the first pick, so they already saw two of the Underminer heroes coming out. And Witch Doctor and Troll, they themselves aren't all that scared against Sniper, to be honest, because he can stay at a distance. you really though have to draft accordingly, and they have done so far. Banning out the Clockwork, Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit heroes that can just get close to the sniper there. So you really have to play kind of defensively, or you have to have that in mind. Lion is a reasonable zoning hero. Anybody that gets close to sniper, you hex, you airspike. So it might be fine, but you definitely have to draft like super accordingly to the sniper.
Yeah. There is actually one hero that I would like to mention that is actually a pretty good hero to go up against a sniper, and that's the Slark. I'm surprised he's fallen off in terms of popularity. He's such a good hero where he comes online pretty quickly, he scales extremely well into the late game. I'm not too sure where teams have just kind of forgotten about the poor Slark. Maybe maybe the nerf to his what? The dark pack damage by 5 damage is a bit too much.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I can't even think of anything. It's not like other heroes are like directly countering Slark. It's not like Ancient Apparition is the most popular support at the moment or something, so it really is hard to say. People aren't playing Faceless Void, so you can't even get Crowned or something. People really just seem to favor kind of ranged heroes at the moment.
Wow, you just mentioned range and execration. They're going full on range damage with a sniper and a Medusa pick. Medusa's a very, very farm-oriented hero, but I feel that picking the Medusa and the sniper together, it means that if Team Underminer wants to jump into the sniper, that means that they're going to get close to the Medusa, and there's a very high chance of them to get Stone Gaze. So I feel like there's nice synergy with the two heroes here. I think they would definitely need farm though, and they really need some team fight AoE control to just keep Underminer off the sniper long enough so that the Medusa can pop that Stone Gaze.
Yeah, and well, for the teamfight control, maybe they can even consider. I suppose, Faceless Void can come out as an offlaner, although you don't see it all that much. Other than that, even a Tidehunter, which is also kind of a forgotten hero by now, can come out as their own offlaner because quite a bit of popular offlaners have already been banned. Axe, Batrider, even the Bristleback and Broodmother plus the Clockwork. So apart from the Tidehunter, it's not like they have too many options for their offlane even.
I just want to make a quick mention as well. I'm looking at Team Underminer's draft. The two supports are screaming Faceless Void at me. It's probably going to be a very low chance of them to pick it up. But look, they've got Witch Doctor and Scarab Mage, two heroes that can really make full use of a Faceless Void Chrono if Team Underminer wants to go for it. I don't know if they'll pick it though, but just it's screaming at me. It's clawing at my eyes. It's just telling me Faceless Void, Faceless Void. Oh my god.
If they do go Faceless Void though, is it, or how do they run the Beastmaster then?
Beastmaster is also a legitimate mid hero. I don't think he'll do too badly against a sniper in all honesty because he has the little ball if he goes in that direction. But if he doesn't go for the ball, he's just going to have to bottle crow and just use those whirling axes to really farm up the lane. Beastmaster's a pretty strong hero as a one-on-one hero, but it might be up against a sniper, or maybe even potentially a Medusa. Medusa versus Beastmaster, I would say Beastmaster would be pretty good up against a Medusa.
It's not too bad
It
because
could be Troll
Beastmasters,
actually too.
I mean,
Sorry.
Beastmasters do tend to go for like a Necrobook, or at least the most Beastmasters I've seen, like Boots of Travels. Maybe like it's like the more popular one I've seen is from fucking Mad. It was just, I think, Medallion into Boots of Travels into Necrobook, something like that. Wow, we have a Tinker ban now. Of course, there would have been great synergy with the Hawk and or the Tinker Boots of Travels to just get anywhere around the map. Other than that though, well, I suppose it's nice counter pushing as well, and if you're running a Chen you want to push, but Execration, how strong is even their mid-game push? Yes, they have a Chen, but apart from that, I mean, Sniper is decent because you can stay at the range, but it's not like their siege damage is massive apart from the Chen army.
I feel like they need a very tanky offlane to just round out Execration's draft. Team Underminer, they're going to go for some late game carry potential with the anti-mage. Going to work well with the troll because there's going to be a lot of pushing potential just because there's going to be the battle trance that the anti-mage can make effective use of. Execration, I really want an offlane to just round up their draft. Something tanky that can sit in the front lines and that can also provide them with crowd control. Couple of notable mentions, Centaur is still available in the pool. He's he's been looked down upon as a offlane in general though, so he might not be a #1 pick. Another potential offlane, I'm just trying to think of a couple actually. Batrider and Bristleback are down. Axe would have been pretty good, but he's obviously first ban quality. What other remaining offlanes do we actually have? Oh, they're really going to go
That
for
is
the
not one
offlane
of
waffling?
them.
Oh, that's
I thought like maybe even a Wind Ranger, although Anti-Mage is pretty decent against Wind Ranger as long as you have a couple of supports and guarantee those early few levels, because from that point onwards, Anti-Mage maybe get like a Poorman shield, and you can leave an Anti-Mage even solo against Wind Ranger because you just mana break all of her mana if you have like a level or 2 advantage. But Morphling, that's... the stun can be good, for sure, but I've seen offlane Morphling once in the past month or two, and it was an just epic
a
disappointment.
disaster.
So yeah.
I feel like Execration, they've just drafted very greedy. They've gone for a jungler as well, and they've only got their line as their sole support. They have a sniper first and DPS. They've got the Medusa, who will have the Stone Gaze, so that's going to be nice. But after the Stone Gaze duration ends, what else do they have to keep all these heroes from Underminers off? Both supports from Underminers, they've got long-range spells that can really dish out damage. There's the Beastmaster with the long-range initiation from Primal Roar. You've got the frontline Troll Warlord, and when you go late, I have a feeling it might not even go late this game, but they still have an anti-mage to fall back onto with a Battle Trance buff. So Underminers, their draft looks strong. Execration, they've got a quirky draft, but can they make it work? They're going to have to win these the laning phase with this Morphling at least. This Morphling has to get big. He cannot be the semi-farmed support utility Morphling. He has to get big to sit in the front lines for his team, because aside from Morphling, who else is going to be a notable hero to go on the front lines? Medusa needs so much farm to become a legitimate frontline carry. Oh, I'm very torn with the Execration. I don't know. We'll see how they want to actually make this work.
I think it might be fine for them if the Morphling even doesn't have too much farm, as long as he gets those utility items at the very least, because the 4.25 second stun, it may just be enough for your Sniper and Medusa to kill somebody, and of course you have the massive lockdown of Lion at the same time. So late game wise, it's definitely gonna be quite a battle if it does go to late game. Like I said, Anti-Mage plus Troll being there, lots of firepower in itself. It's definitely scary if, let's say, Medusa gets Primal Roared, Anti-Mage is close by, even with a Manta Style on top of that. It's just gonna be all the mana gone in a matter of seconds, unless HN can send the Medusa or whoever gets jumped back, but it's not as great as maybe like a straight out defensive disruption, for example, to guarantee his safety.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how Execration wants to run their draft. If they can survive the laning phase, then maybe they do have a chance up against this early to mid-game draft from Underminers. Their draft is so strong. I'm sorry to be biased, it's just... that's the only thing going through my mind at the moment. Execration just playing very greedy. Oh, everyone needs so much farm on them.
Look at the Morphling in the dire base. It's like, God, why did you have to pick Morphling? He's like inside the ground already. Alright, he's
like an ostrich. It's like an ostrich just sticking its head in the ground. Don't touch me! Oh my goodness.
They can't see me when I can't see them.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so we are going to have the unpause. Would you like to introduce Underminers or Execration for this series, Coucher?
I guess I'll go Underminer.
Oh! Coucher!
Yes.
Do you see this?
See what? Oh, the ward.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, Execration. They're going to have a very tough game.
Pop scrubs. That's
Oh
exactly
my
what happened.
goodness.
Did this I expect to happen when the patch notes or the patch just came out, when like the distribution of wards from one player to another was changed, that you have to press, was it Alt or Control? Man, I haven't played for so long.
It was 2 or 3 patches ago, I think they changed it.
Yeah, so when the patch came, it's like every team almost accidentally placed wards in the base, because suddenly you can't just click the ward and click the player and that's it. But now it's like, maybe he wanted to share a tank. Why? I really don't know, but that can hurt them quite a bit, to be honest, because it's not like you have extra wards to get, or even if you would have extra wards, it's just extra gold that you have to just pay out for it.
Yeah, so Well, already Execration on the back foot. Maybe it's an offering to the Dota gods to give them some luck. I think they're definitely going to
Maybe
need
they're
it.
expecting somebody to go and courier snipe. Maybe they thought there's an Nature's Prophet on the enemy side.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I've had that before. I've had people just TP in the base at what
Well,
was it?
if Beastmaster gets booster travels in the first 2-3 minutes, then maybe, but that's just
Maybe
not gonna happen.
if the team just goes into debt just to buy him those boots to travel, so everyone's sitting at maybe negative 500 gold each. So then as it ticks by, they can't buy anything. Oh,
Thank God that you cannot pool gold to other heroes in this game, but now to finally introduce the lineups as well. We're gonna have a JNY on the Beastmaster for Underminer, Cloud on the Troll, CK to be the Witch Doctor with Boys on the Skyref, and last for them is going to be the stand-in Kong on the Anti-Mage.
playing on the die side for Execration on our line up top, we are going to have Chemo. We have Boombacks on our Medusa. In the base on our Chen, going to be played by, is that Fox?
Fox,
Two
yes.
square. Yes,
Yes,
Fox. Going in towards middle lane, we have Primo playing on our Sniper. And lastly, solo off lane is going to be Bok on that Morphling. Oh my goodness. Pauses, wards in base, quirky drafts, Southeast Asian Dota. Oh yes, I am very ready today.
Wow, Morphling looks really sad, I just noticed. I showcase viewed
I'd
into
be
his
sad
face,
too.
and Morphling really has like a extremely sad face. Maybe it's the lack of armor or something, but I can
He's
really
not-
understand why he face palmed himself to the ground.
I wouldn't even call it facepalm. He just stuck his head in the ground, just says, "Please don't pick me. Please don't pick me." He looks like a little Roshan, actually.
That's Roshan's little baby brother, Morphling. That's a brother from another mother. I don't.
Oh dear. So for the moment, we have Underminer going into the Execration jungle, but no one's going to be there. Actually, Lion, Chemo, he is just going to hang around the top lane. I don't know if he actually caught vision of them. I believe he does. He is staying in a very defensive position up top. Top Reno will be secured, I believe, on Underminer. Looks like it will. Bottom Reno, I think Execration is going to manage to secure that onto their sniper. They're trying to zone out Kang, so that's going to be no rune for the anti-mage unless he decides to go for a ballsy blink, but nope, not going to go for it. Never mind. Troll Warlord going to be the one to secure that top rune.
Yeah, so might be going for that slightly faster bottle if that is the item he wants to go for, which I expect that to be the case because he definitely wants some life regen as well, considering that Primo is going to be harassing him just from a range. And also knowing that the enemy mid laner gets the rune, you never want to just be behind by XP by too much. So both mid laners pick up their bounty runes, I think it was. Yeah, Sniper picked it up as well. But what do you think of the dual lane that Underminer are going with, and also Chen enemy jungle?
Well, I actually don't mind this for Underminer because it means that there's going to be the line will not be able to just zone out the Beastmaster if he wants to or not. There's always going to be CK nearby with the paralyzing cast if required, just to try and get a kill on the Lion. Because keep in mind, yeah, Lion's a great support. He's got a lot of control by himself, but he is still very slow and he is very squishy. And Beastmaster, he's actually a very, very tanky as well as hard-hitting hero, especially during those early levels. So if they want to try and jump on the Lion, they definitely could. But for the moment, the goal for Underminer's offlane is to just secure the farm and that EXP for JYN on the Beastmaster. They're going to be a little bit more aggressive though. CK taking quite a bit of damage himself. There's going to be the mana shield popped up by Boombacks and looks like CK might be the target. Kimmo trying to chase after him. He's got boots, but there's going to be no stun thrown out. Just a bit of harassment thrown out onto both sides. No one dying yet, but we might see first blood pretty soon up in this top lane.
If Kimo gets level 2, maybe with both the Earthspike and Hex, they can just go for one. Just the Hex, all well and good, long duration disable, but they may just be lacking in damage a little bit. Of course, it's not like the Earthspike is massive amounts of damage, but Fox back to his own jungle. He does get scouted out. And now, well, he has the Centaur. Can the Centaur Stomp be enough to save him? The Paralyzing Cask, oh no. He's going to go down for first blood for sure here, unless, well, there's nothing to deny to, no poison or anything. And Kimo now came in with a stun, but takes a hell of a lot of damage himself.
Oh, Boombax, he's trying to go for a kill under the Witch Doctor, but he's a little bit too fast, so too fast for you. And JYN, though, turned into a Froggy who's right in the middle of two heroes, so he's pretty much sandwiched in. He might be able to get out. He's got a salve available if required, and Centaur going to continue on chasing after him. Chemo, though, he's just going to throw a couple of harassment hits, and they're going to have to stop end the chase there. Chemo, I think he wanted to go for a cheeky right-click on the high ground, but his range wasn't quite there. But well, Underminer getting first blood on the Chen, probably the best thing that they can ask for. Execration, though, with the kind of draft that they have, they really can't afford to give those kills away, especially on your Chen, who's supposed to be in the jungle to help to get the fast mechanism or whatever actually he wants to go for. I believe it's going to be a mechanism on that Chen, so that if a team fight occurs, at least they're going to have a mech advantage, because UDM, I think the only hero on their draft that can really pick up a mech is JYN, but normally on Beastmaster, you'd want to go for the Necro Book, like you mentioned.
I mean, I've seen Troll Warlords go for it as well every now and then. It might be a thing for them, considering they also have an anti-mage to just really keep on farming and deal the damage. His top lane Boombax again takes quite a bit of harassment from the Paralyzing Cask. Slowed down by the board as well. Hex forced out from Chemo. Boombax will be fine, but it's just not sustainable for them. And this Beastmaster, with just using the board, putting so much harassment into Execration, and Paralyzing Cask, also CK, he's gotten those timings down pretty nicely, just getting it when it's between two heroes, and almost getting full value out of the Cask every time.
Yeah, so it looks like it's pretty much a one lane here for UDM, especially when they're forcing this Chen to help out this lane. If you're forcing the enemy Chen to help defend the two heroes that are in the safe lane, that means that your Chen's not going to be able to farm whatever item that he wants. So essentially, Underminer is going to be happy with this top lane. Mid lane, though, their troll is struggling. He's only got 14 CS compared to the 20 of the sniper, so he's a little bit behind. It's not too bad, though. The lane is not completely lost. They can salvage it if they want to try and go for a rotation, but I missed the kill. Beastmaster, he's going to be punished. Lion will pick up the kill there, so Execration, they secure their own return kill in their safe lane. Nice pickup for them. I think they're going to need a couple more kills to really shut down that Witch Doctor and Beastmaster in the top lane. And then from there on, I wouldn't call the lane one, but at least they've recovered decently.
Yeah, looks like they're going for a kill once again, or at least try to cancel the clarity with that chain lighting of the Satyr there. Well, he cancelled it now. He's going to lose the Satyr, but not that big of a deal. Paralyzing Cask as well. Do they really want to go for it? Boombax taking so much damage. Finally gets the mana shield on. With the Spike there, Chemo. Not enough mana for a Hex anymore. But Boombax mana shield will just be enough this time around. But it really is, at the moment, the Chen, like you said, him being forced to help out the lane is really hurting him in his own item and level progression. Only level 3, so even though they have a jungler, they don't have any advantage at this point in
Oh, in the mid lane, Primer actually died previously, and it looks like he's going to go down again. He just TP'd into the lane. Never mind, the Jukes are there for him, so he's going to be able to survive, and there's going to be the ultimate as well. So Cloud, he tried to go for a cheeky kill under Primo, but Primo is able to secure his own return kill. Oh, so did you see the death beforehand? The fight up top, we missed a sniper kill in the mid lane, and then Primo got the return.
Well, that would have been pretty horrible if he just kind of died again. Of course, troll double damage is definitely not something to be underestimated, but this time around Sniper, I suppose just being in his own trees, getting the shrapnel slows as well. The change to just into the shrapnel, it having 3 charges, it does definitely... Oh, Primo in some trouble again! He's gonna go down a few more attacks. Okay then, this mid lane is kind of action-packed.
Oh yeah, definitely. A little bit more action-packed than the top lane. But even though Cloud didn't see us too well, he's catching up and he got 2 kills himself. So nice recovery there for the Troll Warlord. Sniper though, he might need a bodyguard in this mid lane, but I don't even think they can afford to move either Chemo or the Chen to move into that middle lane for the Sniper.
Yeah, it's not likely to happen, and well, one thing we haven't even discussed at all is Bok gets silenced just as I was about to talk about him, and with the mana void dump, still not enough. A few more arcane bolts, the last one, the concussive shot is the thing to finish the Morphling. And now mid lane, Chemo in some trouble. Then again, Cloud, he's the one who got hexed. Primo has his assassinate if need be, and with the Earthspike they should get the kill. So they get the counter there, but Morphling, he has gotten some levels. He's level 5, but only has 6 last hits. And of course, Anti-Mage, 44 last hits, 22 denies. He's gonna be off to a really fast timing on the Battle Fury.
Oh yeah, and when Kang actually gets that up, I'm gonna be expecting things like 18-minute Manta styles, probably even, I don't know, maybe a 25-minute heart, more or less depends on whether he gets extra kills, if he gets killed, or if he goes for anything else on the other hand. So this anti-mage, well and truly having the best start that you could possibly ask for. Whereas Execration, Boombax is doing okay on the Medusa. He's up to 48 CS, even though he was up against a dual lane and there was some heavy aggression. So I want to commend him for being able to still farm, even though there was this really aggressive lane. But actually, he might be initiated on they actually lost vision of him, so there's no cast thrown up by our Witch Doctor. Stone Gaze is available, so if they try to jump on the Medusa, they're gonna have to either kill him before he can pop it, or he just maybe just force it out to put it onto cooldown, then maybe go for a second opportunity afterwards. But, oh, poor CK was chased by a giant Zune. Actually, the cast going to bounce between the creeps. Oh, actually, cast between Chen again, so it's going to hit Chen twice. There's even going to be the Roar as well, and actually the Tornado, trying to help out the teammate, but that's going to be the Chen going down. Boom back, so he's going to go for a kill onto JYN. Can he get it, though? There's a Satyr Blast, but Medusa's going to have to go for a turnaround. CK, they're going to give his life away. So, in all honesty, they're going to be happy with that. JYN survives, whereas they give away that support Witch Doctor.
I really thought this was gonna die there as well, but Magic went to the rescue, and not only that, it's just the fact that Paralyzing Cask lasts so much longer on creeps than it does on heroes. It's, I wouldn't say direct counter to Chen by any means, but it's definitely annoying, because that centaur, it just couldn't get in range. It was stunned for so long, couldn't use that Hoof Stomp or War Stomp or whatever it's called. But Pok at the moment, Cloud is gonna run into Pok, I should say, or never mind, gonna back off for now, or Pathing, did Pathing screw up for him because Pok was blocking there?
Maybe. But they've all come into close contact with each other, have a couple of handshakes, and they pretty much just left each other alone. I think Cloud thought it was an illusion, in all honesty. He just didn't move. Bok was just saying, okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm an illusion. Got hit twice and just walked away.
Why would a level 5 Morphling like be standing there? Well, the stun duration is, what, 2.25 seconds, which is pretty ridiculous for an instant stun still, to be honest, from a distance as well. Although not half as ridiculous as it's gonna be when it's level 4, but there's the shrapnel into CK, Morphling, waveform, stun into assassinate, should get the kill if they really want to go for it.
Yeah, and this is something that Bok really needs. He's been struggling in the lane. He's even going to get the last hit, but actually Bok is stuck in the trees! Oh no, and he doesn't even have enough mana for waveforms. He might actually die. He's going to be hit by the tower too. They just need vision. The courier gave him vision for a little bit. And he's just going to sit there, kind of dancing around the trees.
Mystic Flare with the Primal Roar coming up, and Boomback should go down. Not enough mana to use the Stone Gaze anymore. Even with the Magic Wand, a little bit too late, but the Hex, no, it's not going to be enough. The Boar, slower, is it? Oh, the Earth Spike lands on both, so even just cancelling that last Arcane Bolt that otherwise would have gotten the kill. Fox, though, runs into the middle of 3 heroes. Why, Fox, why? That was suicidal. Well, they get a few more kills with Primo coming in now. Even Kong joins the fight. What is this? Boomback still alive? The Mana Void did not get the kill somehow, and suddenly with the Assassinate, they lose the Anti-Mage. That was the first time Anti-Mage tried to join the fight, and now CK, Paralyzing Cask, tries to escape Primo. But, well, never mind. It is gonna happen. No Assassinate, Mana, or cooldown.
Bok is still in the trees. He just waveformed out. Oh, he's been there forever. He's probably thinking, oh, what a life I've had, just sitting in the trees. But just pretty much watching the majority of his team really do anything. But that was a bit of a misplay by the anti-mage. He wanted to help his team, but in the end he got picked off himself. I think he could have just finished up the Battle Fury and just continued on farming. He didn't really have to help his team at that point. They were pretty much okay without him. Even though they lose the Beastmaster, that's an okay hero to lose. If you're going to lose maybe the majority of your team, then maybe you put the anti-mage up there, but it was a bit of a weird decision. There might be more to the TP than we actually know. It's obviously because we don't actually know what the players are thinking. Maybe he wanted to try and go for a kill to finish off the Battle Fury. That's what it seems like. Maybe he wanted to go for the Mana Void onto the Medusa or something.
He even used it on the Medusa, but it just wasn't enough somehow. Level 1 Mana Void can be really underwhelming at times, so I don't know. Probably was like a just beforehand some Magic Wand charges possibly boosting up Boombacks a tiny bit, but Anti-Mage joined, couldn't do anything, tried to run away, but can't really outrun an Assassinate. Also, his Blink being on level 1, the cooldown isn't all that great for now.
Yeah, so he goes for the little bit greedy build, not going to go for the max blink.
Top lane,
I'm taking
smoke
a look at
coming.
net worth, actually. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
pullbacks.
Boombacks are so dead. So there used to be a Medusa there, but actually Chemo's going to try and go for a kill on a JYN. He's super tanky, Chemo. Unfortunately, you're not big of a lion yet, so that's going to be 2 heroes down. Carry and support down for Execration. I'm not sure what Chemo was thinking. Look me in
He
the
was
eye and
helping. He
fight
was
me like a
helping.
man.
Look at me, mommy, I'm helping. But yeah, that was miscalculation. I mean, had he made it to there to just get the stuns, the disables before Medusa even arrived, or Medusa got killed, maybe so, but he went in, threw out his stun, did a little bit of damage to the Beastmaster, but after that, attack's really not all that significant. But Chain Y has enough gold for a blink or boots of travels if he wants to go for either one. Is the Beastmaster going to go for something else entirely, or is he just still trying to make up his mind, or which one would you even prefer, blink or boots?
In all honesty, I think it's just very situational here for Underminer. In all honesty, I don't really want to make a prediction as to what he's going to pick up for the moment because I think they are trying to decide as a team in what kind of a position are they to really pick up any of those core items on the Beastmaster. Do they want to go for that split push oriented build, or do they want to build around more team fight? Because if they build for team fight, then their only source of split push is going to be in the anti-mage and the troll warlord, and a little bit in that Beastmaster if he doesn't go for the the necro book. Necro book though, it's still a good item. The only problem is if you build a necro book up against a Chen, obviously Chen's going to steal the creep. So in essence, if there's the Chen nearby, then the Necrobook creeps are really not going to help that Beastmaster in the fight. Whereas if you maybe pick up the Boots of Travels, that's going to give the Beastmaster a little bit of extra time to really jump around the map, not just to help the team, but also for split push, so that even though the game might not be going in their direction, that they can just grab those objectives. Because Dota, it's still an objective-based game. You still want to grab the objectives. So I don't know, I don't really want to make a prediction to what JYN needs. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even think, in all honesty, that he needs a Blink Dagger because look at Execration's draft. Who does he have to get by to get into the backlines? Nobody. It's the Medusa and the Sniper are exposed. So long as he doesn't get hit by the Adaptive Strike, Beastmaster's free to do whatever he wants.
Well, it's just a little bit more reliable, I guess, suppose, if you get the blink there. And it's hard to say, like I said, which one he's gonna go for. It's just player preference for the most part, I suppose. Blink may just be the most beneficial in catching the sniper, otherwise Medusa is gonna be rather close or in the middle of the fight anyway. Do you think that it might even be worth just straight out jumping the Chen there, or just kill him off? No sendbacks, no global heals or anything?
Well, if you look at the Chen at the moment, he's pretty much a non-factor at this point. He's maxed everything into Holy Persuasion. He really wants the creeps. Everything else is at level 1. So even if there's going to be the sendback, there's a 6-second delay for Underminer to focus down that hero that's being sent back, or to change their target onto someone that's still in the fight. Because keep in mind, if you send somebody back during a team fight, that means that you're going to be fighting with one less hero. And especially when you're already in a deficit, that's going to be a big problem for Execration. So I don't know, I feel like the Chen's a non-factor. I'd rather jump on the Lion or the Morphling if you want to just get rid of the disables. Maybe the Lion is much easier.
Yeah, possibly so. It's just Morphling. This Morphling so
Oh, what's
sad.
Morphling do?
Oh, well, he does have Adaptive Strike maxed, so that's a positive,
Yeah.
but just has such a low mana pool at the moment as well, doesn't have enough gold for... Or, well, never mind, does have his Soul Ring now, so that's definitely gonna help out. Has a Clarity flying out towards him as well, after it finishes its rounds towards Primo's Sniper in the mid lane. Oh, so... If you're Execration, you know your game plan hasn't quite gone as you hoped for. I mean, Chen... You never pick a Chen to just be behind in levels of the enemy supports. Well, I suppose he has surpassed Witch Doctor, which is nice. But Witch Doctor is just about to hit level 6 as well, so they're gonna have the Death Ward. They already have the Mystic Flare, have used it a couple of times to just set up easy kills with that Primal Roar also. And Sky of Mage has a reasonable amount of farm. Beastmaster, pretty nice as well. Medusa, at least hasn't been like completely shut down or anything, but doesn't have anti-mage levels of farm at this point. And anti-mage, his farm is just gonna keep on spiraling now that he has the Battle Fury.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with an anti-mage who's got such high mobility that he could just jump on any of the heroes on the side of Execration. So, I don't know, I feel like for Execration to stay relevant in the game, they have to draw out for as long as they can and to get farm on the sniper and that Medusa, and eventually that Morphling. That Morphling needs to get farm at some point. I've seen a lot of offlane Morphling and support Morphlings where it comes to the mid and late game that he just doesn't have the sufficient farm or the tools to really scale during that phase of the game, and it's essentially all he does is he's just a stun bot every 10 seconds. And when you have a hero like that, what does he really provide you? He's not going to give you any damage. He's going to give you one stun, a single stun every 10 seconds.
Well,
whereas, yeah,
it's a stun
I don't
every
know.
5.75 seconds.
Oh, 5 tick. Oh, technically it's 10 if you just include the start of the duration, really.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think he's going to
but-
stun the same hero. It will change heroes every now and again. Unless you just really hate somebody, then they can just fight for 6 seconds and then just go to sleep for the next 4 seconds.
That would be so annoying to face a Morphling that really is just focus stunning you. But they at least are trying to make something happen at the moment, get some gold into Chemo as well, because this line is nowhere near a blink. And oh, they find Kang, they get the Hex, Adaptive Strike to follow, Assassinate, not used yet with the Earth Spike though, they don't even need it. That wasn't even the perfect chaining of stuns, but between the 4.20 to 25 second Adaptive Strike plus Lion's Hex and the Earth Spike, if there's only one hero close by, there's almost no chance for you to escape.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the advantage of a Morphling. He's got great single target, basically
Might as
disabled
well have
and
like a
gank
Shadow
potential.
Shaman though, like Hex, Shackles.
Yeah, you can have 2 disables, a Hex, and a Shackles, but it's not quite the case. Chen, though, he's got his 3 Centaur
army,
army
man.
with General Hellbear Smasher, who is going to be leading the way. And they want to go for a push down that bottom lane. No one's there, so looks like Underminer, they're just going to give it up. Are they going to actually go for a trade, though? There's a little bit of a scribble on the map there from our Lion. I think they're just worried that the Medusa might be jumped on, which it might be the case, though. Got 2 heroes, you've got Boys and Jayway, and they want to go into Boombacks. He's silenced, he's roared, he's going to be thrown out with the nukes as well, and that's going to be a very dead Medusa. We're going to have some snake soup in a moment. There is TP support, but unfortunately, because they lost their T1 mid, they're just not close enough to save that Medusa.
In the meantime, Cloud on the troll, trying to do Roshan solo, but he's dropping way too low for this, even went into the ranged form. But he's gonna have to back out. He does get scouted now by enemy wards as well, but didn't manage to finish it up. Now does have a Shadow Blade, maybe needed that extra damage to finish it up. Of course, just a single Morbid Mask, maybe not as much lifesteal, or usually you want at least Helm of the Dominator, not only for the additional lifesteal percentage, it's just also extra armor for you to tank Roshan with.
Yeah, I think Execration, they're going to scout the Roshan soon, so they're going to see that it's about 2/3 of his HP left. I don't think they're going to steal it though. They really just don't have the best Roshing lineup. They do have a lot of tanks in all those centaurs from the Chen, but that's about it. Primo though, he is going to scout out the Rosh. They do see Rosh up, and he actually killed the bird from the Beastmaster as well. And looks like they are going to take it. Is Underminer going to defend it though? They're pretty far away. 4 of them are in the jungle, whereas one of them, the Troll Warlord, is up top. So he's not really going to be close enough to help his team. Roshan though, he is dropping. There's going to be the slow thrown out by Askareth Mage. Only going to connect onto 1. Roshan's dropping low though. Looks like Underminer's pretty much going to give Execration this. Roshan, actually Bok is on the high ground. Not too sure what he's going to be doing up there, but Kang, he is going to go down very quickly to that sniper, and CK going to be Finger of Death. So 2 heroes down for Underminer, and Execration, they got the Aegis. They were trying to go for the Courier as well with the Sentry Ward, but looks like Underminer is able to get the rest of the heroes out of there. So unfortunately, Underminer, that Roshan attempt that was supposed to be for the troll is going to go in the hands of Execration.
I don't think Execration would have even gone for the Roshan had it not been damaged beforehand, or had Cloud not kind of directed attention towards the Rosh. Maybe it was on their mind anyway, but it just made it a lot easier. And the thing is, they by no means have to just worry about tanking up Roshan, because Triple Centaur, a Hellbear Smasher, just tank for days, to be honest. And
Yeah.
also, it was the haste room being snatched by the Lion, which kind of secured his own position there, and he somehow managed to force JNY to Primal Roar the Lion, which means that you don't have lockdown for the key heroes, and they didn't have damage. Oh, fuck! He goes in, Adaptive Strike. So they get another kill there. Poor Witch Doctor goes down again. But it just really, the Primal Roar, if you do not secure a kill with it, it is just wasted.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate though for Underminer. Very unfortunate. Execration though, they've got a weird trough, but they're actually making it work, so props to them. We'll see if this can actually happen for the rest of the game. Underminer though, they really need to finish up farming on that anti-mage, and Troll Warlord, he actually finished up a Shadow Blade as his main, basically his first major item. It's going to give him some pick-off potential, but it's not really going to help him too much in those fights. It's not going to help him with survivability. I suppose he has an escape mechanism and also a pick-off item, but I don't know. They're going to start losing some of these really important towers. The mid lane is going to go down. That's a T2 mid tower as well, but looks like there's going to be a trade-off. Bottom T2 for Underminer, whereas Execration is going to secure that mid lane.
It's not that bad at all, although mid lane, never mind. You don't get to jump on anybody. JNY also got down a really fresh observer ward with using the boar to just counter ward from low ground to high ground. But I think Underminer, considering that there's an Aegis on Execration, getting a tier 2 for tier 2 trade is as good as it can get for you. Didn't lose any heroes in the process either. But the fact that Anti-Mage, although he got a really fast Battle Fury timing, he is still 2,000 net worth behind the sniper at this point.
Yeah, which is very surprising. Anti-Mage is able to farm up much quicker than a sniper, but if you look at the scores though, our sniper is sitting on a score of 5, 2, and 4, whereas if you look at the Anti-Mage, it's got 3 deaths and 1 assist. So, Kang, unfortunately for him, because he's not been committing to farm and trying to fight a little bit, and unfortunately dying, it is hurting him with his farm, but there is going to be a smoke in the bottom lane. Underminer, can they catch 2? Roar is available. They're going to throw the wall onto Primo. They're going to go right onto the sniper. No way for him to escape, and looks like Can... Oh my goodness, that's going to be Fox. He's going to be picked off with the Death Ward there, so... Well, that's the power of the 2 supports. They've got so much kill potential just between the 2 of them, and then if you add the initiation with JYN, there's easy kills for them. So if they keep doing that, then I can definitely see Underminer creating the space that they need for their 2 cores to farm up their next main items and hopefully become tankier and become real threats against Execration's core heroes.
It's just so painful. And Skyrim Mage, look at his KDA, 6, 0, and 1. Before this gank was 5, 0, and 0. Mystic Flare, pretty damn strong when you have the lockdown to just guarantee the entire duration of it on one hero. Also, Fox was a little bit late with Hand of the God there. I'm pretty sure that Sniper would have died anyway, it would have just delayed his death, and the Sniper, he's also going for a Shadow Blade now. What?
Oh my goodness. Shadow Blade gaming this game. But once they realize that the Sniper actually has the Shadow Blade Underminer, they could just carry dust. But the same could be said for Execration. They can carry their own dust. They can definitely secure the Troll Warlord if they want to. But they're going to go for a very, very, very careful play. They're going to smoke up and they want to go after JYN. No blink. Actually, he has blink dagger. Never mind. Does he have vision though? He will blink onto the high ground, but Morphling, he tried to go for the waveform onto Boys, but that's going to be a very quick Skyreth Mage. He has a Yield Scepter, so he's not very slow. Adaptive Strike does connect though. The range on that is crazy. Unstoppable streak taken away by the Sniper. Oh my goodness, just imagine all the gold going into that Sniper's pockets. His grubby little fingers, 521 gold.
Skyrim Mage, for this, more or less sacrificed his own life for the Beastmaster. Of course, he even also made it, or almost made it out. But had he not silenced Chemo there, I am pretty certain that Chemo would have gotten a Hex onto the Beastmaster, so Beastmaster wouldn't have been able to blink out. But Split Push is real Kong, just going as an anti-mage to the tier 3 already, forcing down Bok, but Bok, he does have the Replicate ready to just rejoin the fight if need be. CK though, in the trees, Paralyzing Cask, he reveals himself, and he isn't even gonna get punished, I think.
Well, we kind of have a puppy pause here. Is there any TPs? Yes, there is actually one TP, and well, I'm not sure about this TP. This is the anti-mage TP. I'm a little worried.
Well, he has a Mana Void. Yay!
But everyone's got full mana.
Oh, they have a Primal Roar as well.
Team, right?
The Beastmaster is closing in, has the Blink of course as well. He's carrying a gem, so Shadow Blade and Sniper are well. The Shadow Amulet for now isn't gonna do much either. Unless the Beastmaster dies straight out. Skyreth Mage though, all the way back in the base, has a TP. But I really think CK is gonna... Well, never mind, Primo also in the back lines. So Witch Doctor I think should go down here, but even that isn't guaranteed yet.
Yeah, we'll have to see what actually happens when the unpause happens. I think both teams are just kind of trying to finalize what they really want to do for the fight. They're going to say, do we commit for this Witch Doctor or do we back out? I'm not sure if they actually know this TP is coming. They shouldn't. They're pretty far away from the tower. So we'll see how this fight actually goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're prepared. Hold your seats, hold your drinks, don't spill anything. Will CK survive? Well, no. And they actually cancel the TP as well. So Anti-Mage is going to hang around in that the bottom lane to continue on pushing out that lane. And Box Replicate is actually running out. So if he decides to commit to staying in the bottom lane, he will not be there to actually help his team. And Kang, though, he actually blinks aggressively right on top of Bok. He is going to be stunned up, used in the air. Blink is off cooldown. They actually can't blink out in time. There's a stun coming up from Chemo Hex as well as Earth Spike. Can they get him though? Only one more hit. 30 HP. Wave forward by Bok. They just need a little bit of vision. And there's going to be the Adaptive Strike to finish it off. The range on the Adaptive Strike is crazy. Look how long that is.
Oh, it is massive indeed, but at the very least there's a consolation prize. Underminer, they kill Chen and they kill his entire army now as well, I believe. So they get something out of it, but the combination of, first of all, having a sniper with a ridiculous range as it is, and then the Adaptive Strike there as well, Underminer really must feel like they're under siege or something. But Bok on the Morphling now has picked up a gem for their own team, so both teams have gems, both teams have Shadow Blades. Oh, it's gonna be fun times, but Chemo now, he did mess up a little bit with the Anti-Mage there. He used the Earth Spike and Hex at the same time. Kind of, at least. But in the end, kills secured, they got the kill, and Chemo now only about 40 gold away from his blink.
Yeah, that's going to be a great pickup there for Execration as well. That means that the Lion, he will be able to jump in and save his teammates. And not just that, but he's also going to be one of their core heroes for some of the initiations of these fights as well. So they don't only have to rely on Bok anymore once his Blink Dagger is up on Chemo. So he can be the one to really jump in the fights and throw out those, hopefully, 2 to 3 man impales. Those impales, it was previous as well. The 2-man impale previously saved Boomback's life. Do you remember that?
Yes.
It was during the laning phase, yes. Dem Earth Spikes.
Yeah, it's Lion is just such a playmaking kind of hero, to be honest. At the moment though, the Hawk trying to scout out things for the Beastmaster. It is gonna get eyes on Chemo, Bok, and quite possibly Fox as well there. And oh, Chen, it's gonna be an easy target. He knows that he's been spotted though. Is he gonna, yeah, he's gonna back off to the right side of the jungle. Although, never mind, they're gonna get boombacks instead. Oh wow, I don't think there's any way for this Medusa to escape. Doesn't have a TP either, or is there? No, never mind, Chemo, he's gonna catch up.
Okay, so that's going to be the initiation. They're going through everything. They've got the Mystic Flare, they've got the Death Ward. That's a very, very dead Medusa. Going to be turned into a handbag. Oh, what can you do though? There's just so much damage between those two heroes, and when you're only rocking a Yasha and a Bracer on the Medusa, you're not particularly tanky.
Yeah, he's even going for a Lincoln Sphere now as well, just to not get insta Primal Roared, or at least make it so that you don't get Ancient Sealed on top of that, or something like that. He does only need the Void Stone, so he isn't that far off as Primo. Well, he's going to run into Boys, maybe the other way around, but gets the Silence before the slows. Use Scepter as well. Boys, is he really going to make it out from this? I think so.
Well, it's probably one of the fastest Angels I've ever seen though. 420 base movement speed just because of the Yules and the Arcane Boots.
How many Angels have you seen?
I have seen many, my friend. I have seen many. Vengeful Spirit's a slow ass one though. She's very slow.
That's because she's on the dark side.
Kang will be jumped on. Finger of Death. It's a dead anti-mage.
And just,
There used to be an anti-mage.
Really can't catch a break. Well, has his own meta style finished now at least, so got to purchase that one up before the death. For 25 minutes in, considering that the Battle Fury came out at like what, 12, 13 minutes?
Yeah.
The follow-up farm really hasn't been there. I mean, 5 deaths as well. It's just those decisions. Not too sure if it's his own personal initiative to join the fights, or maybe it's his team calling like, yeah, we need you to join the fights as well, or whatever it is, really hasn't been working out all that well for them.
Yeah. It looked like a pretty good game for Underminer, but they're starting to lose their grip in this game. If we take a look at the graphs really quickly, quick lead for Underminer. They're sitting at about 2.5k EXP lead. Gold-wise though, it's very even. It's literally in the middle. So both teams, they had a moment where they were leading in this game, and then all of a sudden it's just right smack bang in the middle. I think their patient is actually having a heart attack at this point.
Well, this game definitely, or at least if you look at it now, I can say it's probably gonna go like 50 something minutes. Of course, every now and then there's a game breaking fight like in the middle of the game, where, for example, if they fight over Roshan, which may very well happen soon enough now. Roshan gonna respawn in about 20 seconds or so. But oh, Primo, Shadow bladed up. He's ready to go on somebody, but he's in a sentry. No, never mind, he's gonna back off.
Yeah, luckily for him, the creep actually showed that there was a sentry there for Primo. If there was no creep, and Underminer, they just kind of hung around pretending that there wasn't actually a sentry board and they had Cloud TP in, that would have been a very dead Dwarven Sniper. He's still pretty squishy, 1.4k HP, and if he pops the Mask of Madness, he takes additional damage, so he pretty much turns into a pancake even quicker. But looks like Execration, they want to try and secure this Roshan. They've got the Chen and his creeps as well as Chemo just pretty much hugging the entrance, telling Underminer, this Roshan is ours, you're not allowed in there. But Cloud though, he wants to jump onto somebody. There's the slow onto Chemo. He's actually going to blink out though in their Primo. He does throw the shrapnels, and that's pretty much going to be it. They're going to stop chasing. Roshan has not been started yet. Execration's still holding their hands above that Roche pit. They were still trying to claim it as best they can.
It's just a little bit too risky with a blinking Beastmaster to come in, because not only does the Primal Roar stun the primary target, it does also push back the other ones who are kind of in the path of the Roar. So in the Roche pit, it can actually be a major issue for you. Also, it's just Troll coming in, creating the mischance on everybody with those whirling axes. For example, Mystic Flare can do a lot. And in a Roche fight, Witch Doctor, it's like one of his best positions because it's the easiest to go unnoticed with your Death Ward.
Yeah, especially with a lot of the areas that you can just sit in, basically all the nooks and crannies. If you do not have vision around the Roche pit, chances are you might not even see the Witch Doctor to cancel out the Death Ward. And that's a problem, especially when they're just going to go for the full duration Death Ward Execration, because how do they cancel it aside from the Adaptive Strike and the Lion? Everyone else can't really cancel it out.
It's definitely not going to be easy if there's a Death Ward like that coming out, but Execration now, they do lose, I think, like one creep. Battle Trance was used to kill one of the Chen minions there, but they smoke up. Into Roche pit they go. The thing is, there's a tasty regen rune. If they pick it up though, it may be just a dead giveaway that they are in the Roche pit or somebody smoked up or with Invis there. They might think that it's a Shadow Bladed Sniper, but for sure they would at least check into Roche, but they might go in now. Replicate is formed. The Cloud, do they have vision? They should have a gem, I believe. Come on, stun up Cloud. Not gonna happen yet. Primo still alive, but gets Primal Roar. He's dropping so damn low, needs the Aegis. Doesn't happen. JNY gets Finger of Death, but he's just too tanky. Cloud still getting bashed by Roshan. Wants to go for Chemo, but he gets hexed up now as well. They're gonna get the Troll kill. Double buyback. Morphling as well as the Sniper both. They want this Roshan bad.
They really want this Roshan. They're going to actually use a lot of buybacks for it as well. There's even going to be a stolen boar. So unfortunately, the creeps on the side of Beastmaster's not going to work in his favor. That's going to be a very dead Witch Doctor as well. But I don't know, all those buybacks for the Aegis, I guess it's worth it if you really want to use it to push high ground. It just means that if they die the next time, there's going to be no buyback on the Morphling and the Sniper, and if the Anti-Mage is sitting in the Dire jungle, ready to push the lane, once he realizes that these heroes are dead, he's probably going to go ham just to push out that top tower, and that's when Execration's going to have to be forced to TP back.
Yeah, it's those buybacks. I'm not entirely convinced either if it was worth it or not. I think they may have been able to clean it up anyway. Now with that buyback and with the death of course on Sniper as well, he's suddenly about 2k behind the Anti-Mage, where he was containing a like modest 1k lead at all times, 1 to 2k even at the better times. Now though, Troll and Anti-Mage together, they are definitely scary if they can deal enough damage. So far though, Troll Warlord has been kind of nicely locked down by the Lion or something else, but has an Eye of Skadi now, so running away from him kind of isn't an option anymore.
Yeah, especially if it's going to be one of the two really squishy supports on the side of Execration. Yeah, I guess Lion's got disables, but I just have a feeling that the Troll Warlord might actually be lucky with some of these bashes just to keep him in place for long enough. Chen, though, on the other hand, he's a completely different story. He's just going to go on the ground. You won't even see a Chen anymore. It'll just be a little cat pelt on the ground, I guess.
Oh, well.
That was a very bad sound effect.
At the moment though, what items do we have coming up or well finished? The bigger ones of course, Aghanims on Beastmaster, that's kind of big, but Fox is closing in on his own Aghanim Scepter halfway through, but Witch Doctor, his Aghanim Scepter might be like even bigger than that of the Beastmaster in some regards. Of course, given that he gets off a proper death ward as it is.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at Boy's inventory at the moment. He's going to go for a Necro Book. So our Scarith Mage is going to go for his own Necro Book. What do you think about this on a Scarith Mage? I guess maybe they feel like they need the pushing potential. If they win a team fight, then they need to push through these towers very quickly to open up the T4 towers and get them exposed, or just to tear through the Raxes.
And it's nice for that aspect, and also since he has been going around with the Beastmaster quite a bit in this game, it's just Primal Roar with a Mystic Flare as well as the Necrobook being there to just drain mana. Medusa, not a hard kill at all, and this Medusa still is kind of underfarmed. It's not like it's horrible by any means, but you would definitely like to have more at this point. You would like to be number 1 in net worth if you can help it. But late game is closing in, and suddenly there is a Heart of Terras coming out for the Anti-Mage, which gives him almost exactly 1000 extra HP from what he had before. So Anti-Mage should at least be able to survive like a single Hex now, or Adaptive Strike.
I'm gonna be honest, I have a feeling the Adaptive Strike might be a little bit too long for Kang. Lion, I guess if you stack both stuns correctly,
well,
then the duration for that's gonna be amazing. Yeah. But at least you can move though as a frog. You might get lucky and just hide in that little nook and cranny and they won't see you.
Oh, Jane White? Yeah, I think he sees
Korea.
the courier, which is called Pinoid.
Oh, I think he wants to go for the Chen. Chen. Fox. It's a trap. Oh, never mind. They're not going to go onto Fox. Because there was block nearby. Actually, Troll, where'd he go? Gonna go onto the low ground? Oh, that's actually a Beastmaster. I thought that was a Troll Warlord.
No, Troll was...
I'm drunk.
Boxed off before. He was found out, got the Adaptive Strike, but oh, Kong, he gets Hex now. Earthspike will follow. Do they have enough damage? We will find out now. Assassinate was used, but yeah, he's gonna survive. Spell Shield. That Assassinate, level 3, did 200 damage. That's not sick at all.
Well, that's what happens when you hate magic, I guess.
But Assassinate, it's like a bullet. It's like a physical bullet flying at you.
I know, it's a physical bullet. Maybe, I'm not too sure. Where would you think the bullet would come from?
It's magical damage, yet it pierces spell immunity. Like what? That... No, the mini stun only pierces spell immunity, I believe. The damage doesn't. Because that it would have to be pure damage type then.
Interrupts channeling spells, including on spell immune units.
Yeah, so only the mini stun goes through magic immunity, but the damage doesn't. Assassinate though, and should be physical. That would be pretty OP though. That's a lot of damage with a low cooldown.
Not really though. I just feel like if it was physical, then you could really amp up the damage. Oh, Chemo, just get blown up. That's even going to be the Raw used as well. And actually Fox and Primo, they're stuck in a very tight pickle. And Primo, that's going to be the end of that sniper. And Cloud, he wasn't even facing Boombax. So Boombax, that's going to be his ultimate down the drain. Can they actually lock him down? Looks like Box going to be the target. There's just the Morphling. What's he going to do? He's dead. That's 3 down. No buybacks for Execration. This is probably going to be a high ground push by Underminer. That's what they needed as well. That awkward positioning for the Medusa, the Stone Gaze just did nothing to save that sniper.
The timing on when they initiated was like 1, maybe 2 seconds after Aegis was reclaimed, so it definitely must have been calculated. Don't think it could have been like a coincidence this close. But Kang now doesn't take almost any damage from the Medusa. I mean, he's doing a reasonable amount, but it's not scary at all if you have like 20 armor with the Vladimir's offering of Cloud helping out. This was the one fight they needed. 38 seconds on more or less both the Morphling and the Sniper, and neither of them have buyback. This should at least be one set Rax advantage, maybe even 2. Oh, never mind. They have to go all the way top, but Jeffrey is down, so they may even get 2 Rax.
Yeah, Sniper's actually a couple of gold off of his buyback. Now keep in mind, this is also the duration where he bought back for that Aegis fight. So this buyback is actually hurting the Sniper more than we actually know. So because the fact that the Sniper bought back for the Aegis previously, he had no buyback available for that. He would have been able to buy back a couple of seconds ago, but unfortunately that's not the case in Kang. No, he's going to be turned into a frog. Is there going to be any follow-up stuns though? They might be able to get it. Here's a blink out coming out from Kang. They need vision. There's a Morphling coming in. There's the Adaptive Strike. That's going to be the end of Kang. But Execration, they lose the Anti-Mage, but they got the bottom set of Raxes, which is pretty much what they wanted. Their main objectives, and they definitely got it out of the one team fight that they really needed to win.
So Underminer suddenly is looking at the pretty huge advantage. I mean, graph-wise, they're, wow, 12k net worth lead now, about 8,000 in XP, which isn't all that much, but now even a sniper went for a Lincoln Sphere. Yes, it's gonna quite possibly delay that Primal Roar by a little bit, but it's just another defensive item you have to go for. Shadow Blade really isn't doing much for you either. He tried to outrun that troll last time around, but Eye of Sky is slowing him down even with the extra movement speed from Shadow Blade, and of course Gem on the Beastmaster being close by as well. And now, speaking of the Beastmaster, another 2.6k gold in the bank for him. Necro level 3 there on Boys' Skyrev Mage. And Boys, still his KDA 9, 1 and 2. A pretty good support game if you ask me.
Yeah, he's been he's been pretty much taking a lot of the kills this game. He's really performed very well. He's been using the silences accordingly. During the bottom fight, he's been using the concussive shots to pretty much scare the Medusa into thinking that if you're too close and I've slowed you, we might even jump on you if you're not careful. They don't know that. They didn't know the buyback was there, but just the Scarab Mage, the positioning of the Mystic Flares, and also the way he's been comboing with the Witch Doctor, both supports on the side of Underminer has been playing incredibly well. Execration, I don't know, I feel like the Chen can't just do anything in this game. He just can't do anything.
Well, he has Aghanim's now, so he can get a Rock Golem, which by just being close by is gonna help out, get that extra health aura going for their team. It's gonna be something, and of course 30-second cooldown on Hand of God may also be helpful, but as we saw from the last fight, they just got bursted down before Hand of God even managed to come out at all. It was Lion, well Lion of course isn't a tanky hero at all, but he really died within like 2 seconds max, I think.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what happens when you have less than 1k HP. He's very squishy. He's literally like a plush at this point who is annoying just because of his disables. Finger of Death. The Finger of Death just doesn't do anything. All the heroes on the side of Underminer, their main cores are incredibly tanky. Just using a Finger of Death on the anti-mage just doesn't do anything. Troll Warlord has a BKB, so the only other option left is the Beastmaster. The JY, he's only got one role in these fights, and it's just to get the Primal Roar onto somebody and burst them down, so that Underminer is fighting an easier battle going up 5 versus 4 against Execration. So I think even if they tried to burst down JYN, so long as he gets that Roar, he's pretty much done all he needed to do. The remaining job for the rest of Underminer is that they just have to follow up after the death of JYN, but he's only died twice. This Beastmaster is just not easy to kill.
Yeah, he's pretty tanky, and it's just probably a matter of Execration. They have to just commit so many resources in killing off the damage, the anti-mage as was the troll, so they really aren't focusing on Beastmaster, because like I said, if he has already used the Primal Roar, he's not as annoying. Of course, him staying alive, it just means that extra attack speed is given to everybody else from that aura, and also the more boars to be summoned, more hawks. So I think Underminer's lineup in general is kind of well drafted to begin with, just because there's like no one hero that you absolutely have to kill, and after that the fight is suddenly easy, because you need to kill like 2 to 3 heroes for you to be able to feel comfortable in the rest of the fight.
Yeah, Execration though, it's just the Medusa and the Sniper. If you get either of them, that's going to be a lot of their damage output gone. Like, the Morphling's not doing any damage, is gone for Yule's, Soul Ring, he's just the gem carrier. All he's doing is just going to be there to stun. If you kill the Chen, you're not really going to lose much, I guess. You just lose the mech and the Hand of God, I suppose. But if you kill the DPS on Execration, they just don't have any follow-up damage, and actually there's going to be a teamfight chemo. They're going to try and burst down JYN, so that's going to be the end of the Beastmaster. There's no Roar on him. He didn't even get the chance to use it. Primo, though, being chased up by Cloud. They need a little bit of vision. Can they find it, though? Primo going to be bashed up by Cloud. No luck so far in Cloud. He's isolated, turning around. He's not going to be hit by the Stone Gaze. Actually, never mind, going to continue on chasing after Primo, but the rest of Underminer, they just left the Cloud for dead. They weren't there to really help him out. Maybe they just thought that because the Beastmaster was dead, they had no chance to win the fight.
That was probably the best fight to do, and just it was all thanks to the wards that they had down. I do believe the left side ward got placed a little bit later on, but this hill ward gave them the vision. They started with an adaptive strike, I think, then Lion blinked forward, Finger of Death as well. And they got the Beastmaster down before they even got the Roar off, which I thought is not gonna happen, but really nice focus fire on Underminer. You could see that they were just not ready for Execration to come out of the base and fight like that.
Yeah, they probably just weren't expecting for the vision. They probably thought they were blind because they had that gem on their Beastmaster. But now, because of that fight, there's no gem on Underminer. They lost their gem. They're going to either have to consider purchasing another one or they're going to have to use something else. But blink forward by Bok. They get the stun onto Kang. But Sniper's a little bit far away, so can they actually finish up Kang? They turned into a frog. There's going to be the Earth Spike follow-up. Can he blink out? No mana left on our anti-mage. So he is down and out for the count unless he somehow gets mana, but that's not quite the case. So, well, great kill for Execration. They get the sniper, and it was pretty much just based on the long stun duration on the two support, well, the support and the off lane, plus the mana drain.
So if you think about it, first of all, one thing we didn't even discuss at all, I think, is Morphling's ability. Even though he doesn't have like carry items himself, he can still create a replicate of anti-mage and have that do damage in theory, if it's needed. Just get a little bit of extra mana burn as he did now as well, I think, but. He and Lion, he can literally, or they can literally just keep targets stun locked for eternity. With mind shifting.
Oh my goodness. Poor boy, he's near the Roche, but he just wanted to scout out the Roche, and that's going to be a dead Skywrath mage. So, looks like it's going to be a free Roshan on the side of Execration. There's something that they need. Butterfly just going to be picked up by Boombacks. So he's going to be hitting hard and incredibly fast, plus evasion. And no one on the side of Underminer actually has a MKB, so that evasion is going to be definitely working in the way of Boombacks on that Medusa. So not only do you have to chew through his mana pool now, you got to chew through that evasion.
Oh, Primal Roar was used in the meantime, but to no success. Bok just a little bit too tanky, or rather no follow-up from Underminer. Cloud also popped even the BKB, which is now down to 7 seconds. He's building a Crystalist, but oh! They found Chain White, they got the Death Strike, and this is going to be another death for the Beastmaster. Another gem on the ground as well. I do believe this was a fresh one as well. Unless he managed to snatch it up by it dropping to the ground and Execration not picking it up earlier, not too sure, but I think it was a new one.
I think that was a new one as well, so that's going to be no gem for Underminer. That's pretty big, because they need the gem to chase after that Sniper if he tries to run away. Actually, never mind. Sniper's holding Shadow Blade.
Yeah, he's going for Monkey King Bar now instead. Has it finished up as well. So he definitely wants to counter the butterfly that is on the anti-mage. And suddenly, Execration looking pretty damn solid. I mean, if you look at the network, yes, the anti-mage is still #1, but it's kind of close between all the 4 like super late game heroes by both teams. So I don't know, Execration, just the amount of lockdown that they have, or rather I would have to say non-ultimate lockdown as well while at it. It may just be able, or enable them to kind of win them the game.
Kang's gonna actually try and take these melee racks by himself. There's no one nearby though, never mind, there's gonna be a TP by the Morphling. Can they kill Kang though? Kang's still trying to go into the racks as the rest of Execration, they are still back down the bottom lane, but actually we do have Crimo trying to come up to help the team. And Kang, he just TP's out in the jungle. So Execration, because of that anti-mage shenanigans, they could not make a push down the bottom lane. Great play by the anti-mage, creating space for his team and delaying the inevitable push.
It's just that, plus of course they are already 1 racks behind. I think if they still had the bottom racks intact, they would probably be like, yeah, we may even just be okay with giving away 1 racks, because that way we can push in as 5, get the racks of our own, and quite possibly get a few kills, which might enable us to just finish up the game, go for a straight Ancient. But since they already are 1 racks behind, they can't really afford to lose another one, because it would just be too risky in all fairness. But since they do have the Aegis, they have the cheese, hoping for their sake they can still make use of both of those items properly. But this anti-mage is just so annoying. He's plenty tanky as well. Yes, we saw that he can be brought down, but it needs like 3 heroes close by. Maybe 2 if it's a Lion plus a Sniper, for example, now. But it's definitely not easy to kill this anti-mage, even if we just have like 2 heroes close by.
Yeah, and especially when Kang, if he gets that Abyssal Blade, if the Lion is there by himself, he is going to die so quickly. He'll just get Abyssalled and blown to bits. There was a blink forward there by Execration. They just want to get rid of these anti-mage illusions. So Kang doing whatever he can to keep on keeping this map open for his team, trying to delay Execration that chance to even go for any sort of push. We'll see if it actually works out though. They might try push mid. Looks like it is here for Execration.
Well, Primo in the meantime, trying to just push out this bottom lane. Does have the Aegis as well, so even if he gets jumped, it's not that big of a deal. And well, he's doing quite a bit to Kang there. Just with that Monkey King bar, no butterfly effect helping at all. But Boombacks in the meantime, just sieging away the tier 3 with the help of those Ancients. But 1 out, Rock Golem is down. It's a pretty big blow to be honest. And well, Cloud with the Demon Age now. It just does so much damage.
Oh, actually, that's going to be the jump forward. They could not actually get the Hex onto Cloud. He went straight into Invis, so that's going to be nice. Can they actually cancel out the TP there from the Lion? They will not be able to, so there's going to be 2. There's a stun from Bok. Lion's coming in. There has been the illusion. Actually, never mind. That's an anti-mage illusion, draining all the box mana. There's the buyback coming up from Troll Warlord. Now, can they delay these heroes though? Primo taking a lot of damage. He's going to try and fight up after JYN. There is no ultimate available on the Medusa. It's already been used. They just need to kill Primo here. Anti-Mage is doing whatever he can in that top lane. This Rax is still open. Sniper's dead. There's no buyback on him. Boombax is by himself up against 3 heroes. Execration, they left their carries exposed while they're trying to make this defense in the top lane. So that's going to be the death of the Medusa. She has cheese though, so she can pop it if she wants to, but she knows that she will not survive. She is dead. And Kang, he got the Raxes that he wanted to. He's still alive. He's just going to blink out. He's going to be happy. Underminer, great plays all over the place. Very messy, but they got what they wanted.
Yeah, I'm not even too sure. Well, it was definitely nicely done by them as well, but it's just Execration not having a unified decision. Sniper TP'd in, but then they had some heroes just trying to TP back while not helping them push and just leave. Like I said, leaving their carries behind. That is something you should never ever do. Supports are there mainly to just help the carries get kills, help them deliver the damage. At least anti-mage is out of mana now, so it may help out. Replica created off an anti-mage as well. But it's just... Well, they're not going to lose the last set of racks now, but is that really a consolation for them?
Kang, though, used up in the air. Is there any follow-up, though? There's the Adaptive Strike and the stun, so that's going to be the death of the anti-mage. No mana left for him. He's going to have chemo, drain, all of that. But anti-mage is buyback. So even if Execration think this is an opening, it might be a trap. Because they have to constantly leave somebody in the base to make a defense. And the only one that they really want to leave behind is the Sniper. But he doesn't have anything like a Maelstrom or a Molnia or an MJ to really push out the lanes quickly. He can only hit things one at a time. So he's probably going to have to pick up a Maelstrom before they try and go for that push. There's a little jewelry store actually in Execration's base with the 2 gems. Bok though, gonna get caught out and he is so dead. Buyback available and well, new ancient rock column gonna go down. Fox though, in the trees, can they find him? They just need a little bit of vision. 4 staff onto the low ground, quick TP. That Chen is gonna be alive for a little bit longer.
So...
crap happening all over the place.
I'm just gonna say that the rock golem dying is what lost Execration in the mid lane fight. It's totally not true, but rock golems win games, man. Rock golems win games. So Morphling buys back.
Though.
It's gonna be so desperate for them to try to defend this. I mean, there's not even a tier 3 up. They don't have fortification either. Underminer, if they really want to, they can easily just kind of even tie themselves against the racks because they do have buybacks on 3 of their heroes.
I don't even think Underminer has to dive for the Raxes though. If they just keep doing what they've been doing, play it slow, play it methodical, grab kills when it's necessary, give space to the anti-mage, they can just win it by that. They do not have to put themselves in that dangerous position up against Execration. What they've been doing so far, it's been working. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
So it's just anti-mage. He is with a KDA of 1, 8 and 1 yet. His just contribution to winning this game has been pretty huge from some point onwards with him just split pushing. He cannot really do much in fights, but his split pushing is all he needs. Like I said, don't fix what ain't broken, just if they keep doing what they have. This anti-mage, although hasn't done anything in fights, still can just win the game by split pushing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's working out, so he may as well just keep on doing what he has to do. He just has to make sure he doesn't die. Always have money for buyback. Do not get greedy. Yes, you are ahead by 2 Raxes, but some teams, they get a little bit greedy. They think they're more ahead than they actually are. They lose a big team fight, and a lot of the times games can be decided through that. So I think Execration for the moment, they're just going to wait for the next Roshan, get the Aegis on their heroes, get the cheese, and hopefully go high ground with that. And not just survive the onslaught of Underminer, but maybe push through their heroes and just go for the complete base race up against an anti-mage. Because if you think about it, the damage output on the side of Execration, they've got quite a few heroes to really hit on the tower. They've got the Sniper and the Medusa, who can really do damage. Oh, down bottom though, JYN got picked off. That's another gem! That's going to be another addition to the jewelry store of Execration.
So
oh no.
They have 3 gems in the inventories at the moment. Is there one that's gem? Nope. No gem on the chicken, but still 3 gems, not too bad. Top lane though, Boombax might be in some trouble, or then again, maybe somebody else is in trouble. They get the troll instead, so now Kong, he's the one to get stunned up. They do have vision of him. He has a blink, of course, but they may even be able to catch up. He needs to blink into the trees, but he gets headshot. Now assassinate. It's not going to be enough, but do they have another adaptive strike? They do. PKB though, but there's no TP. Okay then, so anti-mage dead, no buyback. Troll dead, no buyback.
He has no buyback? He had buyback moments ago.
Anti-mage
No,
purchased
don't
the
tell
PKB.
me. No. No way. I think Underminer, they may have just thrown the game.
I think
Oh no.
that is what just happened. I mean, it's 70 seconds of uninterrupted pushing time, although the creep waves are pushed out rather far, so that's like one positive for them. Primo doesn't have that MJ you were talking about before, so no fast pushing or anything. Still, that's as good of an opening as they could have asked for.
This is the Troll Warlord dead as well. Oh, complete disaster for Underminer. They lose two core heroes. There's going to be an initiation onto Bok though, so that's one kill for them. That's going to be one less hero for them to actually deal with in the end, but oh my god, CK. Just got turned into soup by the lion. Now this tower up top, it is going to be under siege. Buyback coming out from CK though. They really want to make a defense. Luckily for them, bottom lane is actually pushing, so if they can defend this top lane, or maybe even just give up the top lane of Raxes and hold the rest of their Raxes, Underminer's not in a bad position. They're not in any situation to really panic at this point. Execration, they're not going to go too greedy. They're going to try and go for Megas. Middle set of Raxes to try and even out the game a little bit. This is what they need. They're going to take the set of Raxes, and I think they're just going to leave at this point. JYN has Primal Rule ready. It is actually off cooldown, but everyone on Execration, they're going to back out. They're going to be happy. They've got some objectives. They are now even with Underminer in terms of Raxes.
So, this game suddenly became kind of even. If you look at the graphs as well, net worth more or less zeroed out. XP is about a 5,500 advantage for Execration, but 53 minutes in, that XP pretty much doesn't matter at all because everybody at the very least has a level 3 ultimate. Oh wow, I can't believe this just happened. And now, Underminer, do they want to just straight ball down the mid lane and get the last set of racks? Or, well, they need the pick off and they're smoked up to get that pick off.
This is a desperation move, and Boombacks. This is Boombacks. If they have vision of him, they will jump on him. His team is nearby. The courier. Courier, if you get spotted, you are so dead. Who's going to hit the courier? Nobody. There's an assault cuirass for Primo. That's one big item pickup for the sniper. Still buyback available on him. The only heroes with buyback this game is the Chen, Lion, Beastmaster, Sniper, and the Troll Warlord. Everyone else is either on cooldown or they just can't afford it.
Oh wow, this game, just late game, it's so frustrating for the teams, to say the least, I think. You have to always think about having buyback, and it's just like, your pressure not to make mistakes gets so much higher. And oh, speaking of mistakes, Chemo does get caught now, does have buyback though. Yes, they lose one gem, but they don't care, they should have two more. Plauto with the Shadow Blade, stun into poison in the meantime. Kang jumps, Boombacks, gets off the stone gaze to Bok. He's on the high ground, so can't help that much, but wait for him to the low ground. And Kang now, they're gonna get the kill on anti-mage Deathward. They need to stop it somehow. It's doing a hell of a lot of damage, and Boombacks, well, does get out of it. Adaptive strike into CK, and Primo still alive. Evil Scepter up onto the Sky of Mage. Cheese is dropped, but Primo doesn't have the space for it. Somebody pick the cheese, as in the meantime, they lose everybody else in the Roche pit as well. That
Oh
fight.
dear. Underminer.
Oh.
Anti-Mage, the only reason he died was he popped BKB and he turned a little bit too close to the Medusa, so he got stone gazed and he picked off so quickly. Oh my goodness.
So
That was...
there was one positive. Troll, I think he got the Roshan last hit, plus picked up the Aegis, but little good does it do when you still lose the entire team.
Yeah, there's going to be some buybacks though. Troll and Beastmaster has buybacks available. Cheese. They ping out Cheese. Where is it actually? Oh, it's in base. There's a Cheese in base. I think that might have been from a previous Roshan though, but Underminer, they want to make a defense. There is going to be the blink forward. Now Bok, there's the adaptive strike only onto JYN, so that's not really going to be a big hero. Never mind, he actually has a roar available. Can he get the roar off in time? He's being mana drained, going to be slowed. There's the Ghost Scepter. He's going to be dead by the Lion. That was a dieback as well. Boy's going to have to make a getaway. Cloud taking a lot of damage. Only two of them left. The T4s are under siege. TP in by Primo. I think this is going to be it for Underminer. They just cannot make the defense. That one mistake cost them Raxes, and then that secondary mistake in the Rouge Pit just cost them their Ancient. Oh my goodness.
Lion also, of course, having buyback once he got picked off at the side. Probably made a pretty big difference as well, but Execration, they come back with just a few nice plays there, and I'm out of words, man. I don't even know what to say. We really thought Regal being 2 racks ahead, they just have it easily. Last racks exposed, no tier 3 even to defend that one. Just have anti-mage split pushing solo and that's it. But getting picked off a few too many times, and well, in the end, Medusa Sniper just pull it through. Of course, great support play as well. Chen maybe didn't do as much. Maybe the Hand of God was kind of useful in some situations, but all in all, Execration win the first game here.
Yeah, they definitely deserved it too. They pushed, they pulled, they did they did everything that they needed to do. Underminer though, they had one job,
One
and that
job.
job was to hold buyback. Oh, poor Underminer. Hopefully they can come back in game 2. I would love to see a game 3 out of these two teams. Both of them really playing hard. We'll see how game 2 goes for Underminer. Can they make the comeback? Let's pray that they do for that game 3.
Yeah, and that is where we're going now. Game number 2 lobby should already be up, so guys, don't go anywhere because game number 2 coming up in just a couple of minutes.